How is it going, everyone? Turns to my WWE Starrcade 2019 review. Of course, Starrcade was an hour-long special live on the WWE Network last night on December 1st. And without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and jump right into the video with my overall thoughts on Starrcade 2019. Like most house show network specials, it was a fine show. It was pretty much an hour-long TV. That's pretty much what it was. Nothing really much to it. Wasn't significant. Wasn't, you know, a must-see thing. If you have an hour to kill and you feel like watching some wrestling, you know, some recent wrestling, I would recommend doing that. Like I said, it's still an easy show to sit through. I thought the matches were fine. You know, they weren't bad or anything. They're actually pretty enjoyable for the most part, I thought. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend anyone to like go out of the way to see it. Just, you know, watch some hour-long wrestling, you know, from WWE recently. I definitely recommend it for that reason. But besides that, yeah, nothing to seek out of your way. But, you know, like I said, for, you know, an hour-long house show network special, it was good for what it was. I liked it. Of course, the first thing we had was the Kevin Owens show with, of course, Kevin Owens' guest being the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Flair comes out, cuts a promo, but the crowd can't hear him because his mic's cutting out, I guess, for the live audience. So Owens improvises and switches mics. And I gotta say, overall, for the promo Flair had, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty passionate. You know, Flair wasn't loud and obnoxious for what it was. He was just passionately speaking about, you know, Starrcade over the past, you know, 30+ years it's had, and what it means to him, and what it, you know, means to wrestling. And, you know, I thought it was a good, passionate promo from him. Of course, it's interrupted by Anderson and Gallows of the OC. They come out, pretty much say, you know, whatever, the past is past, because the OC are the best tag team in the world. And I will say this, Anderson and Gallows, when they show personality, they are fucking entertaining. They were very entertaining here, which I don't understand why WWE never allows them to show their personalities. Anytime they show their personalities, I feel like it's great. And definitely was great here. But yeah, just WWE never allows them to show their personalities. They're always very scripted and very just not very good. But yeah, to see the personality shine here was great. Of course, Street Profits come out, you know, because they interrupted Flair. They pretty much came out to back Flair up, which led into a tag team match. So the Street Profits took on Anderson and Gallows to open up Starrcade. And I gotta say, for a tag team match, it's pretty enjoyable. You know, Montez Ford is... that dude's so entertaining. He was awesome here. He did the Flair strut into a chin lock so perfectly, perfect. Like, it was such a smooth transition. I thought it came off excellent, but it was a pretty solid tag team match. You know, Anderson and Gallows was very dominant. Angelo Dawkins got the hot tag, ran roughshod on both Anderson and Gallows. Anderson had to come back on Dawkins. They went to set up for the Magic Killer, but that was on, I believe it was onto Montez Ford. They went for the Magic Killer, but Angelo Dawkins made the save, hit a spine buster on, I believe, was it Anderson? I think it was Anderson to set up the frog splash by Montez Ford for the 1, 2, 3. So the Street Profits defeat Anderson and Gallows in the opening match. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good match. Definitely was a good way to start the show. And then next, of course, we had the Fatal 4 match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, versus the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley and Sasha Banks, versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. This match was good. It was enjoyable. You know, at first it was kind of sloppy and slow, not really too much going on, but towards the end, especially once Becky Lynch got the hot tag, it really picked up and everyone's just getting their stuff in, and it had a really fun closing stretch. So really enjoyable match. Like I said, Becky Lynch got a hot tag, just hit a bunch of suplexes on pretty much everybody until she got taken out, and then ended up hitting a leg drop onto Asuka, I believe it was. Kairi Sane hit an insane elbow. You know, Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks had interaction. Just, it got to that point where everyone just gets in the ring at one point and starts hitting like whatever they can hit. That's kind of what it came down to, is the huge brawl. Charlotte hit a double spear on the Kabuki Warriors. Nikki Cross got a blind tag, tried to roll up Asuka, but Asuka was able to counter that into the choke. And then, of course, you know, Nikki Cross submitted. So the Kabuki Warriors end up retaining the women's tag team titles. Like I said, it started off slow, sloppy, picked up, and the final stretch was very fun. So, you know, I enjoyed that one. And then, of course, we go to what's supposed to be the main event, a last man standing match between Rusev and Bobby Lashley. But, of course, Lana comes out, cuts a promo, pretty much says that Rusev is not allowed around them because of restraining orders. So Bobby Lashley wins the match via forfeit. But, of course, Kevin Owens comes back out and says there's no way that they're closing Starrcade out with this. You know, they open up with Owens and Flair. There's no way they're closing out with Lashley and Lana. And Lashley cuts a pretty good promo. It's short, but it's pretty good. You know, I don't know why they don't allow Lashley to show his personality, too. He's another person that when he shows personality, not saying he's very entertaining, but in terms of him being like a badass, like I'm gonna kick your ass kind of character, he definitely shines, I believe. He definitely did with, you know, the little promo work he had with Owens here. And that led into a match which was really nothing. Owens tried to catch him off guard from the very start with super kicks, you know, leading to the stunner, but Lashley went to the outside, and then Lashley would take advantage. He'd work on Owens. Owens would have a little comeback, but then Lashley would quickly shut it down. Owens hit the stunner, but the referee was distracted by Lana, and then Lashley had to come back, hit a spinebuster on Owens, set up for the spear, but then out of nowhere came Rusev. Rusev beats down Lashley with the chair and kendo stick. They brawl into the crowd until Lashley and Lana pretty much retreat, and Rusev is in the ring celebrating. So, pretty good brawl though. They use a bunch of weapons. You know, they went to the crowd, back into the ring, and just use whatever they can find. And, I could definitely see them having a TLC match at TLC now. I thought they'd definitely have a stipulation match, like a chairs or maybe tables, but with the way that brawl happened, I definitely could see them being a TLC match. And if WWE really want to go a step further, and someone actually recommended this idea on Twitter, they could do a TLC match for Lana's wedding ring, which it wouldn't surprise me. But if they do a TLC match, I would just have it be a pinfall way, like they've done the last couple years. So they could do it that way, and then have another TLC match for a championship, because they did 2 TLC matches last year. They can do 2 TLC matches this year if they really want to as well. So yeah, overall, like I said, I thought for what it was good. I wouldn't recommend going away to see it, but if you want to watch some WWE, you got an hour, I would watch it for that reason if you just want to watch something just to have on. But overall, like I said, Starrcade, it was good for what it was, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below, and of course, until next time, I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for watching the video.
All day long,